even know it. I didn't even know it. I don't know anything about the video. The lady, I mean, introduced herself like I think she's a Kannywood artist. I don't know anything. But whatever, because I don't understand Hausa. Whatever praises I'm humbled. It's an indication that I have to do more. Because the only thing about when you do something is the capacity to be able to do more. And I want to constantly speak truth to power and ensure that we have a sane country. Just look at like the madness that happened yesterday.
The mess.
And I think Ningi should be given a chance to speak. I know now they've suspended him. They want to try to caution that big document he had. Let him release it because the budget was padded. I mean, and I keep asking, what's padded? Go and check the definition of padding in the dictionary. Padding simply says that when you put unnecessary items to be able to make something longer, and those were the things. There were a lot of frivolous, unnecessary things in those budgets as line items, just to be able to get money out. I mean, when does the federal government start on the budget? You have building of churches, for money for traditional rulers and things like that in the budget. I mean, that's not even a state budget. That's a federal budget. So, obviously, with that, it shows it was padding, and also the argument. But I think the problem Ningi also had is, once you pitch it along the line of tribe, ethnicity, religion, north and south, you have lost me. And that's why whatever he said,
but Mr. Rufai, I watched the Hausa, I heard the clip of the Hausa interview, and in there, the translation was, it wasn't just the northerners that were shortchanged. It wasn't just the north that was shortchanged, it's the entire country. That was exactly what was transcribed.
So that was what he said.
Yes.
But it was first transcribed as he said north and south. But also, and that's why I don't support what Senator Obiageli was saying yesterday, that he was about to remove Abba. It's not about removing Abba. It's about empirical facts that projects were padded, projects were duplicated, monies were marked. I mean, these are the conversations we should have. And let's have this conversation. Let's stop this north and south. Because what Obiageli did yesterday was very wrong. Right? Pit the north against the south and say something. No. It's totally wrong. Let's talk about the party. And don't we all know? And thank God for yesterday. Now we know that some vendors were giving extra 500 million on the constituency project. Why were others not given? And the question I should now ask is, all these constituency projects, are they not corruptly done? Are they not corruptly done? Let's call it spade a spade. Are they not corruptly done? Look at the case of what's it called? Look at the case of this incident that the ICPC investigated in 2019 as regards corruption in the constituency project. Even as of last year, there was a story that was talking about the fact that some of these lawmakers give this constituency project to their nephews, to their family members. Constituency project is chopped for. But did you see somebody, a former lawmaker, that is on constituency project in Lagos that was putting his name on it, like he did the project itself?
Somewhere in the north, some constituency project was for tech, and it was looking like a mama puts restaurant kind of arrangement.
Can you imagine? And that's why I tell this. I say, see, governance is the problem. Yes, there's no how you can tell me, because I have used my own funds and the help of friends to build a library in my own village. So I know what it costs, and it's equipped with computers and all of that. And it's for my money. It was for my money. I've used my own money to do projects. It was for my money. So I know how much you can get with XYZ. So when I see the inflated cost and I see what they build in return, look at it. There was one lawmaker from the east that they said they did the project in Aguleri, and he tagged me. And when they put the project, people started lambasting it. And people started comparing the library I built in my village to the so-called ICT center I said he built. This was no government fund. So governance and our budget have always been padded, and that's what they used to get by. But the question is, how long are we going to keep doing this to the suffering people of Nigeria after we say we are cutting the cost of government? And that's why I say we must have an independent assessment of what really transpired. Let Ningi bring the reports, let other consultants bring the report. But this one, they will sweep it under the carpet. What they will do, they will victimize the person that comes out to talk. Is that not how they victimize Jubrin? You all remember what happened to Jubrin now? When this case started, probably now you will hear now that Ningi has to run out of the country.
Mr. Rufai,
we can't keep doing this. We can't go this way as a nation.
Let's look at Akpabio as the head of the National Assembly. He's the number 3 man in Nigeria at the moment. And we know that he had a lot of allegations of misappropriation of funds while he was in service as the governor, as minister and all that. We heard issues about his character, the question his character. Shouldn't that be brought up in this conversation once again? Because you have a situation where one individual is alleging that the budget was padded in one way or the other, or tinkered with, as he said on the news yesterday, right? So if that can be brought to question, the leadership of the National Assembly, wouldn't his conversation or his argument have merit?
I think it should have merit. Is it not the same Akpabio that promised people prayers in their email addresses? But talk another one. Yes, I don't talk finish. Let's be honest. Let's say the truth the way it has to be said. The country is not moving forward because we don't have truthful people. Everybody's eating out of this mess. Everybody's taking out of this cookie jar. But we forget that this so-called money we are amassing, we are not going to take it anywhere. Look at what's happening. Look at the insecurity. Between over the weekend and now, in Kaduna alone, when over 300 people have been kidnapped. Plus Sokoto is going to meet 300s or 400s. Those are the ones reported though. So what kind of country are we building? Now Shegumi is saying negotiate, don't be like Puan. When they negotiated the train victims, what happened? Didn't they still kill some of them? So we are entrenching banditry now. Entrenching banditry. And insecurity has become the order of the day. People are living in fear and penury. We have suppressed people for too long. And this our country is just a country where people are in pain. Nigeria needs leadership. I keep saying that, Jesse. Because it's only leadership that can bring this country out of where this country is beautiful, this country is blessed. But people can enjoy the blessing because some people are way just too greedy. And it's not only now. We all remember the famous finance ministers in the 60s now. We all remember the level of corruption that went in there. We all remember now. So it's not even today it started. In the 50s, 60s, guess one of my favorite pastimes is going to newspaper archives and reading newspaper from the 50s and the 60s. You keep seeing cases of corruption. Cases of corruption. Cases of, nepotism. It's not today it started. But how long are we going to continue this way? Because let me tell you something, it scatters a country. See, Ivory Coast was known to be a very peaceful country until they had their first civil war in the early 2000s. What led to the civil war? Because politician Konapegi that died recently wanted to stay on in power, so he brought up a policy of called Ivoirité. Ivoirité means Ivorians for Ivorians alone. So all the people that were immigrants that became nationalized, they said they were not Ivorian enough. So they said before you can run for president, your father and your mother must be Ivorian citizens. So people like Alisan Ouattara, that his father was from Burkina Faso, because Ivory Coast, when they had the economic boom, a lot of people came from places like Mali and Burkina Faso, and they were mostly domiciled in. People like Alisan Ouattara, they disqualified for running in 1993 after 1995 elections after Obiageli died. And this guy too continued with that. Laurent Gbagbo continued with that Ivoirité. In the early 2000s elections, it was that led to the repression, where the people from the northern part of Ivory Coast said, no, we can't accept this, and a fight started and a civil war broke out. So when we start dividing, we don't know that there are implications, and that's why I condemn. I condemn the Frenchman will say Abba with what Senator Banjele was saying yesterday, that some people are discounting the Akpabio one. This is the first time in the last 40 years that the South became Senate president. Nobody disturbed the North when they were Senate president. Stop! We're not talking about, we're talking about empirical fact. Was the budget padded or not?
Exactly, Mr. Rufai. At this point, right, still calling the question of the leadership's character, still bringing that into, question.